Put her down. Over your face. There you go. Good. Good. Cover. Thank you. Your face. Okay. Get them to this side of the boat. We want the sand dunes in the background and the fish and stuff on this side. Okay?
Slowly.
Slowly. Slowly. All right, now get ready. They're going to pull up the flag there. Yeah, that's fine. That's great.
two trout.
Get right up there on the edge of the boat.
Just go ahead and do it and don't pay attention to me.
Okay.
Very good shot. Want to try something a little different?
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. Just that we're gonna get hit with that wet.
Okay. Okay, hang on a second. I need to switch cameras. Good, thank you.
Okay, stay back up there while she reels it in.
Okay. Reel it in.
Yeah, go ahead and reel it in. Hold it, take it out of the water. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get you back there, Hope. First part's real easy. Say your name and spell it.
Hope Clem, HOPECLEM,
Where are you from, Hope?
Anderson, Indiana.
And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior? Stay right where I just looked at me. You're senior, and what's your major?
Aquatic biology and fisheries.
Okay. And you're doing some type of research here. What kind of
Yes, I'm doing research on Lake Michigan water clarity. We're trying to see how clear the water is and if it's changed over the years.
And what are you doing to determine that?
Well, we're taking Secchi disc depths and then we're entering that into a spreadsheet and making graphs to see if it's increased or decreased or what's happened to the water clarity over the years.
What can you learn from water clarity?
Well, the major thing is zebra mussels. We found that they've been clearing the water in Lake Michigan for quite a few years now, and we want to see exactly how clear the water is and how good of a job they're doing at clearing the water of algae and diatoms and other nutrients that other native mussels might need.
So it's not necessarily good that they're cleaning.
No, no, not necessarily.
This is an unusual opportunity, I think, for someone being an undergraduate.
Oh yes, I love it. Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Do you know any other students that are undergrads able to do what you're doing?
As of right now, there are no other undergrads that are doing what I'm doing, but it's a good opportunity, and I would strongly suggest any undergrad to do this.
How does this help your education?
Well, it's given me experience in data entry and data analysis, and also field work, taking Secchi disc depths. So it's given me experience as well as educating me. It's given me good experience.
Where do you hope to go to with your degree?
Well, I'd like to go to grad school right after I get my degree here at Ball State. But I'm not quite sure where I'm going yet, but I would like to go to grad school.
Studying something similar?
Oh yes, aquatic biology, yeah.
I want to get back to a little bit of the impact of what your study is. You're saying, what are the zebra mussels doing that's so bad?
What they do is they indiscriminately filter the water. That means that they take anything and filter it through their body, and then anything they don't want they discard, but it's not useful to any other native mussels or any other smaller fish that might eat the algae or the or the other plankton in the water.
And so you're pretty much just monitoring that. You don't have a
Right. Yeah, we're trying to see where it's going and how much of an impact the zebra mussels have on the water clarity in Lake Michigan.
Was it how you're not too far away? How did you choose Ball State?
Well, it was close to my hometown, and they have a good aquatic biology program.
Is that what you were looking at?
Well, originally I was looking anywhere in biology, but I decided on aquatics.
So what would you tell someone who's looking to do what you working with the water, aquatic biology?
Well, I would definitely tell them to get into some aquatic classes and decide whether they like it or not, and if they do, then to talk to a professor where they can get into a project and get some help and get some real experience.
But you definitely tell them to go to Ball State.
Oh yeah.
What about Dr. McComish? How has he helped you?
Oh, well, he's given me experience not only here at Lake Michigan, but in his lab. He's given me a job down at Ball State, working in the lab. So I've gotten experience doing different things like pressing scales and cleaning opercular bones that they use to age the fish. And I've gotten experience entering data, and so what he's really done is given me experience, and he's also given me guidance where to go, what to do, what I should be doing with my degree and things like that. Yeah.
A lot of attention.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anything else you'd like to say or add?
I don't think so.
Okay. First part's real easy. Just say your name and spell it, please.
My name is Thomas McComish, ThomasMcComish.
What is your title?
I'm professor of biology, and I direct the aquatic biology and fisheries program at Ball State.
Perfect. Can explain a little bit about the program that we're seeing today.
What you've seen today is indeed part of what we do. We ordinarily do more than what you saw today, but a lot of it is night activities, and some of it is very difficult to see. But what we do is to sample the fish population. We're interested in the dynamics of the Lake Michigan ecosystem, and we specifically are concentrating on the Indiana waters of Lake Michigan. Our project is one that emphasizes the yellow perch. The yellow perch is a very important sport and commercial fish in Indiana, and as such, it brings a lot of money into the economy. So we're studying it and trying to model the population and try to project what's happening with the population in some population models that we've constructed. We have a very large database that we've collected. Our research has been ongoing now for some 25 years, and we utilize the database to formulate these models which allow for the extension to the future to see what the population will be doing in the future. We have several different models that we're working on, and this is very helpful to the Department of Natural Resources here in Indiana that manage the Indiana waters, and it's also important to the other states on Lake Michigan, because much of what we're seeing here in Indiana waters is also going on in other parts of the Great Lakes, especially Lake Michigan and the other states that surround Lake Michigan.
How does that help? How does that affect Joe Public? If we're just an average man on the street, how can he benefit from this?
The way he can benefit is that the Department of Natural Resources will be able to do a better job of managing the fish population in Lake Michigan. If the fish need to be protected, then they can lower the harvest quotas. They can lower the amount of fish that's taken out in terms of poundage or numbers, and thereby they can make sure that there are enough fish left. In this case, we're talking mainly about yellow perch, to be able to reproduce and provide strong year classes so that the population can continue to be one that is valuable to the people of the state of Indiana, both for sport fishing and for commercial fishing.
I know, so they're pulling the nets in. I was expecting a lot more fish in the nets. Is that common?
Well, the population is down now, and it's August, and the population that's near shore tends to drop off a bit this time of the year. So some days we might go out and set the nets, and we'd have a lot more than we had today, but You just take what you can get because it's indicative of what's actually there.
What other types of, how are the students involved in your research?
The students are the heart and soul of this project, as a matter of fact. They do the hard field work, the long hours, and a collection of the data, so that then once we have the data, we can take it to the laboratory, use it in our computer models, and so on. The students that are involved are both graduate and undergraduate students. We've had literally hundreds of students come through this program over the years, and it provides them with an outstanding experience. You can't get a better experience than the one that they get. It's fabulous. Our students have no difficulty at all getting into graduate schools around the country. They also, the graduate students find jobs, excellent jobs in various states, both in Indiana, surrounding states, and we have students that are as far away as Wyoming and on the East Coast, South Carolina, North Carolina, and so on, Florida. So they're all over the country here, and it speaks well, I think, for our program because they are very successful.
One of the things we pride ourselves in, we always talk about being a premier teaching university, the fact that you're taking this research and using it in the classroom. Is that...
Exactly. They're on the job. They're seeing the things that we talk about. This is cutting edge research, and the research is what funds the experience for the students, but it also helps with the education of the students and makes them a better finished product, so that when they go to find a job that they're competitive, or when they want to go to graduate school, they have an appropriate background, they have the strong coursework, and they're able to get into our high quality research institutions here in the Midwest especially.
I was asking Hope, I said, I thought that the clearer the water would be better.
Well, not necessarily. It depends on your perspective. What we have right now is the zebra mussel that was introduced has the population has expanded significantly, and because of this expansion, there are larger numbers of them present. More adults are present, and they siphon the water. They take the water out through their bodies and remove the algae, various sizes of algae, small animals, and they actually, that's how they eat and grow. And what this in effect does is to clear the water. But what it's doing is rechanneling, redirecting the energy that's in the lake in a little bit different direction than it has been in the past, and we're not exactly sure how this is going to impact on the food webs that have existed in the lake for a long time. But the zebra mussel is here to stay, and we're going to have to deal with it. One of the benefits is that we do have clearer water, and of course humans like clearer water, but it may not be so good for the fish. We really don't know. The story has not been totally completed yet, so we're looking at it, and so far the main thing we're seeing is clearing of the water, and we're seeing a few organisms that are increasing in population numbers. We're seeing others that are going down. So as with any kind of an exotic that's introduced into the lake, it will have its impact, and it will probably settle into the total scheme of things, and the lake will come to some sort of leveling off period, and where the organisms will interrelate and so on. But it will be a little bit different than it was before, because anytime you add an organism to a system like this, the result can be some changes. Sometimes dramatic, sometimes not.
Is that, do we get the yellow perch population affected by the zebra mussel?
The yellow perch population is in sharp decline now, and has been since 1989. The main thing that's happening there is that they haven't been able to successfully reproduce in large numbers. They have reproduced in small numbers, but in order for the population to remain to be a valuable one for human use, both sport and commercial fishing, we have to have relatively large numbers of fish. And that means strong reproduction potential on the part of the yellow perch, and one of the things we're doing right now is trying to protect the yellow perch so that we have numbers left in the lake, so that when conditions are right, that they will be able to reproduce, and and replenish the population. As far as the zebra mussel and how it fits into what's going on, the decline started before the zebra mussel was in place, so I doubt that the zebra mussel is directly involved, but it may be in some way assisting with the problem. It may be one of those additive kinds of things. Sometimes you have one major factor and several minor factors, and altogether they add up to the total sort of impact that you're having on the population. But we're looking at it.
Can you explain a little bit more how Ball State fits into this picture? We're not really close to Muncie.
No, this story goes back a long ways. When I came to Ball State, I immediately contacted the Department of Natural Resources Fisheries section and said, well, I'm here. I'm at Ball State. I'm an eager young professor, and we're interested in getting involved with research that might be able to benefit the people of the state of Indiana. And they said, well, we'll keep you in mind. We don't have anything now, but thanks for coming by and seeing us and so on. So I went back to Ball State, and within a couple of months I had a call from them, and they said, say, one of our biologists just quit, and we don't have anyone to write the final report. And I said, that sounds fine, what it's about. And they said, well, it's on Lake Michigan, and we need to get this report out as soon as possible. So I said, okay. Get me the data and information, and I'll write the report, and that's what started it all. And yes, Ball State's away from Michigan City, but we haven't really found that to be a detriment. We come up here, and we're here for the summer, and we're here for the long haul, and we work very closely with the Department of Natural Resources. We're a neutral source that is totally bias-free. And we maintain strict objectivity in all of our research, as any good research organization should. The Department of Natural Resources uses our results to formulate their management plans for the lake and for the fish populations in the lake.
I see on the side of your boat it says Ball State University. You know, there's a lot of people on the lake from all over the place. Do they see that and ask you questions?
Oh, sure, but you know, the people in this area especially know that Ball State is the research arm on Lake Michigan for the nearshore fish population, particularly the yellow perch. And we have I guess I will brag just a bit. We have the largest database, the strongest database on yellow perch and nearshore fishes that exists for Lake Michigan. And so we've been able to help significantly, not only here in Indiana, but with the other states, and we regularly provide them with our research reports and so on. So it's not just the people in Indiana, but people in general living around the lake that get some benefit from our research.
That's great. Is there anything else you'd like to add or tell me about the project?
No, except that I think this has been a wonderful opportunity to be able to study Lake Michigan, and we hope to be continuing with our work. And the student input has been fabulous. The Department of Natural Resources is a great outfit to work for, and it's been just a marvelous project to this point, and we're really looking forward to the future and continuation with many more students.
Okay, thank you very much. Is that what you're... First of all, could you say your name and spell it?
Jim Francis, Francis. I'm the Lake Michigan biologist with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. Yep. So you want me looking right at the camera, or what do you want me to do here?
I want you to talk to me.
Okay.
Step out. Yeah, just talk to me.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about Ball State's involvement here. What's going on?
Well, it's a great cooperative effort that we have going on. Dr. McComish and his crew have been coming up here for, I think, the past 20-some years now and doing their yellow perch research on Lake Michigan. And it really is a great cooperative effort because we've got a lot of responsibility up here in a small crew for the department itself. So to have Dr. McComish and his crew come up and collect the supplemental data, it works out great for everybody, I think. And it's a quality data set, probably one of the best on Lake Michigan for yellow perch.
how does that help? How does that affect you and just the people of Indiana?
I think it has a major impact upon the people of Indiana because this past year we've had some problems with, actually we're going on about 6 years of poor yellow perch recruitment. So we're really trying to put our finger on what the problem is, and the Ball State data has been critical in contributing to the understanding of the perch population in Lake Michigan, and it's really our primary information for making yellow perch management decisions in Indiana on Lake Michigan. This past year we went through some major regulation changes. We reduced, previously there was no harvest restrictions on sport fishermen. This year for 1995 we had a 25 fish daily bag limit, and for the commercial fishermen they went to a quota system this year and took a 65% reduction in their harvest, and both sport and commercial fisheries were closed for the month of June. And so those are some pretty drastic steps to take, but we think the perch is in very serious condition right now. And again, it's the Ball State data that has been the primary decision-making that we've had to base our decisions on. So it's very worthwhile.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Anything else?
That covers it.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Start to say your name.
My name's Steve Schroyer, Shroyer.
What's your title?
I'm a staff research biologist.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the project here in Ball State.
Okay. Our primary goal is to monitor the population dynamics of yellow perch in Indiana waters of Lake Michigan. We also do some work with other species, but the yellow perch is our primary interest. Dr. McComish got the project started about 20 years ago, and it's been going on ever since. It's unusual in fisheries research to have that many consecutive years of data. It enables us to look at long-term changes in the population. And allows us to get some unique insights to the population dynamics of yellow perch. As Jim Francis said, our data has been used to make some management decisions regarding yellow perch. We serve on a yellow perch task group of the Great Lakes Fishery Commission, which is actually having a meeting this week in Milwaukee to discuss the current status of the yellow perch and to try and decide some future research directions. So we're very deeply involved in yellow perch research in Lake Michigan. We cooperate and communicate with other yellow perch researchers from around the lake and also the other Great Lakes. And I think we have a real good relationship with the Indiana DNR. They rely on us for information on the yellow perch, and they use that in their management decisions.
What kind of involvement do you have with students?
Well, I'm in charge of the field crew up here, which usually consists primarily of graduate students, sometimes undergraduates. So I'm working closely with them on the boat and back here when we're processing our catch. And so I think it's an educational experience for the students because it's a work experience. It's also beneficial for me because I'm constantly having contact with new people and fresh ideas. And then also